What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another live. The Jamz episode, I think we're on like 24. Pretty crazy. It's a lot of lives. Anyway, it's good to be back. Good to be live. Hope you guys are doing well. I am doing good. It is a not so nice weathered Sunday here in Toronto, but other than that, all is good. Let me make sure we got some audio here. Pretty crazy. It's a lot of lives. We got audio, we got some video. Hope everyone is doing well. It's been a pretty eventful couple of weeks. But yeah, it's been busy. I hope everyone is doing good. Welcome. I'll take some time, let some people get in here. If you're in the chat, say hi. Let me know if you can hear me and all that stuff. All right. So, yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff. We'll talk about some fun stuff today. Quentin, hey man, what's going on? Welcome. As always, if you guys have your questions, drop them in the chat. I will be answering all questions, all that good stuff. I'll get some of the boring stuff out of the way. If you guys are interested in a private lesson, links are in the description. Had a couple of private lessons this morning with a couple of you. David, what's going on? GP Magic, hungry and hungover. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you have any questions, as always, drop them in the chat. But yeah, me and David, we're meeting for a lesson tomorrow. So if anyone is interested, I got private lessons linked in the description. What else? Oh yeah, so some people were asking me the last couple of lives about like getting notified, like when the lives are going to be. So the best way is to just turn on your notifications for the channel. Turn on your channel notifications, make sure they're set to all, and you should get notified every time I go live. If you want a little bit of an advance notice, I will post on the community tab. So if you go to the channel and you go to the posts tab, I usually post within 24 hours. So this I posted about 24 hours before, kind of announcing the lecture. Otherwise, if you want to go to my website, you can sign up for my join as a contact on my website. So you'll basically be part of the email list. So if you scroll to the bottom, there's like a contact form. If you just put your name and email, you don't have to send any message. If you just want to be on, you can just put email list, and it'll automatically add you to the email list. So I usually send out an email to everyone who's on the email list, usually again, sometimes a few hours before, sometimes the day before. How much are private lessons again? So private lessons, we can actually look since we're on the website. So if you go to the lessons tab, there's a whole bunch of information here. You can watch a little video. You can see there's a bunch of testimonials on here if you want to read some of them. And then I even got some video reviews. And then here is the prices this is for a 1 hour lesson. This is a package deal if you want to do 3 lessons and if you want to do 5 lessons. Now these are in Canadian dollars. So if you are American, it's going to be quite a bit cheaper than the prices that are on here, or if you're in a different currency. Our dollar is pretty weak right now. So yeah. Yeah, all that's on the website. So if you're asking how much are private lessons, so it's 100 Canadian an hour, which I think is about right now 70 to 75 American. What else? Let's switch back. I have been playing around before the live. I was playing around with a few different camera views. So I set up a front view camera so that if I want to do at the card table stuff from a straight on angle, and you can still kind of see my face in this view, I don't know, might be useful. I was also playing around with basically the inverse of that, which we'll use later, because I usually use the main camera over here when I go down to the card table, but I also have the secondary camera, so play around with that. Yeah, GP Magic though, if you are interested in a lesson, man, we can always do like do one lesson as an intro, see if you like it. I know there are a few people in here, like David. You can probably speak to the quality of my lessons. You'll get a lot out of it. You'll get a recording, so you can. You're not just leaving with like a lesson. You have to take notes. You'll actually have a physical thing as well. And the best part is we can talk about whatever you want. So, I think it's very valuable. Probably the best thing you can do for your magic. If there's anything specific, card magic, mentalism. Some of the things I work on the most are like the cull. I work with a lot of people on the cull. Lately, some gambling sleight of hand. I've been doing that a little bit more. So bottom deal, second deal, different gambling sleights. And then mentalism, PROPLESS mentalism, walk around mentalism, kind of helping people get their close-up sets in order, or even I'm consulting with a couple people on some stage shows and bigger stuff like that. So yeah, in practical mental magic, does the length of the billets matter? No, I wouldn't say so. Like if you mean the length of the billets to execute, like for folding and switching, no. I mean, any billets will work. My billets are this size here, so next to a playing card, they're basically a bridge size card. So that's the billets I like to use. Reed is the best teacher there is, for sure. Thank you, David. Much appreciated, man. I'll see you tomorrow. I 100% believe the value and quality of the lessons. The cull is one of the things I need to get fully perfected. Yeah, man. Look, if you want help with the cull, like David's actually, funny enough, a great example. We've worked on the cull. David, I hope you don't mind me saying, but David's cull was, I'd say, close to non-existent when we first started working together. And David has come such a long way in being able to, now David can, we're very close to him being able to perform the full triumph, my triumph that I do with the cull. He can cull multiple cards like there's no tomorrow, and all of that. So I can take you from, because there's a lot of things with the cull that people, you get bad habits, you do things kind of the wrong way, and so if you can kind of nail that down early on, and then obviously I've when I was first teaching the cull versus now, you kind of get so much better at teaching because you learn what other people struggle with rather than just what you struggle with, so you know where some of the common pitfalls are. All that to say, I can get you to, from no experience at the cull to culling multiple cards in, a couple of lessons. Like it'll take a lot of practice on your end. I won't try to, BS you guys and say, one lesson with me and you'll be, Costa Kimlat. Definitely not. But if you put in the work, I'll definitely get you on the right track. For Guess Who by Peter Turner, have you tried doing it to a group? Just get a bunch of hits, almost like a tossed out deck for names, but haven't tried it on a group yet. I know exactly what you mean. There are other effects by Pete in particular that, or variations of that I think work really well for that kind of sort of mental experiment at the beginning of a piece. I think his abstract effect, if you know his abstract effect, it's just a little propless kind of drawing duplication type thing, but it basically ends up just forcing them on a house. Like he did that at his Blackpool lecture, and I had known about that well before, so that's a great technique. Otherwise, guess who would be tricky, right? Because you have different outs, like unless you just threw out all the possible outs, I guess you could, like if you're thinking of one of these 3 or 4 names, but I think you just have to think about how you want to script it carefully, right? What else? So we talked about the email, membership. Okay, so the big thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the membership. So I just launched, let me switch cameras. I just launched a brand new kind of membership structure. So if you guys don't know, I've been running a membership here on the channel for quite a while. So if you go over to the channel, you head to the membership tab, which actually I don't know if you have this tab until you join. But here's a sneak peek. This is already up for the members. This is tomorrow's video up early. So tomorrow, Street Magic video, tomorrow 11 a.m. It's available for members right now. But basically, I have had the membership going for a while, and I just launched a new tier system, basically. So the first tier is the fairy tier. This is kind of just like a supporter tier. You get some badges next to your name. There's a few of you in the chat who are part of the membership. So If you guys want to leave a comment, what you think of the membership, what depending what level you're on. But the fairy tier, you'll basically get some badges and some emojis and that kind of stuff. It's more just like, it's a small, small little thing to help support the channel. So the first big tier is the mentalist tier. So this is where you get access to unlock the Practical Mental Magic course. So as of right now, I think there's 31 tutorials, mentalism tutorials, breaking down everything from the Practical Mental Magic book. I'm not just breaking it down, word for word. I am very much changing things up because a lot of things from that book aren't so practical anymore. And so I'm giving you tons of new methods, ideas, plots, and we're going over every single effect, method, idea from Practical Mental Magic, which is kind of like the Bible of mentalism. So you get access to all the Practical Mental Magic videos, and you'll get early access to channel videos. Then if you want to go to the wizard tier, so this is what I newly launched this week. This is where you can unlock all channel videos. So you get access to masterclasses, lectures, my best tutorials, all kinds of stuff, and I'll show you what's on there in a minute. And you can get custom video requests. So once you are a member, you can go down to the video request tab, and there'll basically be this post, and you can leave requests, and I'll make a custom video just for you on whatever topic. If you need help with a move, or you wanted me to talk about how to approach strangers, or how to combine magic and mentalism, or you have a specific question, I'll make a quick video for you and put it on as a members only video so you can see kind of that topic. So there's that. And then, so then if you go to the playlist tab or you go to the My Home tab, right now you will see, here's kind of the members area. So you can see all the members only videos, the members only playlists. So the Practical Mental Magic course is what you'll get on the Mentalist tier. So if you go there, actually let's do this. If you go to this, you'll see there is a ton of tutorials up here already, like over 30. A new one is coming out tomorrow. You get 2 new tutorials every month on this tier. So tomorrow there'll be a new one. And then the stuff I'm really excited for are the master classes and the lectures. So there's already 2 incredible master classes and lectures that are up here already on this tier. So you have my PROPLESS billet work lecture. So this is a lecture all about making your billet work feel PROPLESS and as organic and fair as possible. So we cover a ton of different stuff. And then you have this, which is so crazy, the PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass. This was over an hour and 45 minutes of everything there is to know about PROPLESS mentalism. There are over 12 different sort of techniques I teach in there. There's I think 6 different effects that I cover, fully PROPLESS, and it is absolutely crazy. So actually I have a scheduled post coming out tomorrow, but just to give you a little more. So a dozen PROPLESS techniques, breaking everything down. And then the big thing is I also covered a full system for creating your own PROPLESS mentalism. That was really big when I was creating this. And then you'll learn a PROPLESS drawing duplication, a car brand guess, animal guess, name guess, country guess, playing card guess, all fully PROPLESS over an hour and 45 minutes. That is available on the wizard tier if you want to join that. And then you have also the PROPLESS billet work lecture. We cover billet routines, processed cold readings, switches, peaks, reveals, all kinds of stuff on there. So just wanted to share that with you guys quickly. A lot of stuff is going to be coming to the membership. It's really an exciting thing. I'll be bringing an anagram masterclass soon, and all that kind of stuff. PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass is pure gold. So much great info. Thank you, David. Appreciate it, man. Pexo says, when is going to be the next revolutionized? So, not positive what you mean by that, if you want to clarify. It could be. So I did put out, let's actually jump back to the channel view for a minute. I did just put out a video last week on the perfect real world vanish revolutionized. So this is kind of like a classic move revolutionized, which that would kind of be a cool series name actually. This isn't an official series or anything, but maybe. Or maybe you're talking about repertoire, which was a new series that I launched just 2 weeks ago, I guess, or 13 days ago officially. So this is a really fun series all about building out your repertoire. And I basically teach you 3-phase routines. There'll be mentalism, impromptu, setup, group routines, hard-hitting routines, all kinds of different stuff. But repertoire is a really exciting series. So episode 1 just dropped if you haven't seen it. This is a easy sort of impromptu routine that you can take anywhere and just absolutely kill with, really. So that's kind of the purpose. So I don't know if you're referring to repertoire or not, but there will be lots more repertoire videos coming. I think the next one will probably have to do with mentalism, maybe. Okay. Hi from Pakistan. Hello, my friend. How's it going? I switched the names of repertoire. Repertoire. So yeah, there'll be lots more repertoire videos coming. I think the next one will be mentalism, a mentalism routine, so a 3-phase mentalism routine. I think it's a good idea, right? Because you don't get a lot of on YouTube. You get so many just like tricks. Here's a trick. Here's a trick. Here's a trick. So I wanted to do something a little bit different, give you guys some actual stuff that you could take and even include in your gigs, your professional repertoires, if you wanted to, right? And I think that first routine is a fantastic place to start if you wanted to. But anyway, yeah, so that's all I kind of got to say on the memberships. If you guys are interested, as David said, he's checked out, David's a member of the Wizard tier, so he's seen the PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass already. I put so much work into that, guys. It took so much effort, so I hope you guys, if the ones who do decide to check it out, if you're into PROPLESS Mentalism, I think that's one of the greatest resources ever put together, and you'll learn some really cool effects and how to design your own effects along the way. So if you are interested in that, everything is available on the channel, and you can kind of keep an eye on those playlists and see what gets added as I continue to build it out. Otherwise, my lecture, if you guys want me to lecture for your club, my mental minimalism lecture is, I've been doing it for the last few months. It's been very successful, so if you are interested, I'll just mention that as well. It is a lecture kind of all about two things mainly. It focuses on minimalism and mentalism, obviously, so how to get the most out of very simple and little things. And then the other side is how to combine card magic and mentalism and sort of use card magic moves in mentalism. So I will be actually posting my full live lecture. I recorded one of the lectures that I did more recently, the mental minimalism lecture, and I'll be posting the full lecture. I think it's about 3 hours long. It'll be going up on the Wizard tier of the membership at some point once I get a chance to edit that and post it. But so that's one of the other things that'll be coming to the membership. There'll also be the anagrams masterclass. There'll be a really cool ACAAN that I'll be teaching there. So those are some of the things that are coming in the meantime to the membership. Okay, what else? Let's see. A couple of questions in here. How to deal with always feeling that your double lift might get called out, or the spectator does it as a move because he or she has seen it somewhere, even though you're very confident in your double lift. Okay, so for the second half of that, actually, you can't worry about people catching the double lift. And the reason I say that is, even if people have seen it, the first thing is, if people have seen it like taught somewhere, unless they're interested in magic themselves, at which point they will, it doesn't always happen, but most of the time they'll be respectful enough to not call you out in the middle of a performance. But if they're interested in magic, then you don't really have to worry. If they're not, they won't really remember that. And if they do, you just have to make your double lift look as natural as possible, right? And that's really the key. If you can do that, then they won't even have the ability in their mind to start to connect the dots between what they saw and however it was taught to how you're doing it, right? So maybe they learned, for example, you lift up on the back of the deck, you get a break, and then you do like the David Blaine double lift type thing. Maybe that's what they saw on the internet. Well, if you now, come and you do like a strike double lift and it just looks like that, they're not going to connect those two dots. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, so let me see, feeling your double lift might get called. So the second thing, I would always say, like, if you're worried from getting caught, then you always have to think about sort of the basket of your hand. Let me actually try doing this quick. So if I go like this, boom, okay, really quickly. So using the basket of your hand here. So what I mean is, when you turn over that double, even if things are going to split, you basically have all four sides as like a basket. So all you need to do, if the cards are off like this, if you just squeeze your hand, everything will square up, right? If the card's like this, squeeze your hand and everything will square up. If it's off like this, Squeeze your hand, it'll square up. Squeeze your hand, right? So the point being, you have 3 fingers here, the index finger on the front and the thumb on the side. So if your double lift turns like this, you can just squeeze and square everything up. Why do I bring that up? Well, if you do a turnover and it's not the most clean, just squeeze your hand together. So that's what I do. Every time I do a double lift, you'll see, watch. My hands squeeze, right? You saw that. As I turn over, the hands squeeze. Or the fingers, I should say. These fingers around the left hand, as I do the turnover, they squeeze. So I turn over and squeeze. Turn over and squeeze. And that's going to help everything, prevent it from splitting. So now if I do a bad double lift and things, I'll try to make it split. There, you can see that. So I'll try to do that again, but this time I'll correct it. So I'll turn them over like this. And there was a little flashback here, but I corrected it right away. You almost don't even see it, especially their eyes aren't going to, catch it right away, so you'll have time. So even if I do a double like this, right? Like I do this double lift a lot. It's not that I'm doing it perfectly. The cards are splitting when I drop it, but I'm just pinching them together. And you can see, like if I do a double lift like that, you can imagine how if I pick up the card and I just go like this, no one's ever going to suspect that being a double, right? So that's my thoughts on that. It's quite a nice back design, actually, isn't it? I don't know what these cards are, to be honest. Here they are, bicycle, what are they called? I guess the Sea King, maybe, perhaps. Anyway, pretty nice deck that we're going to use for today's live. So let me switch back. Okay, I kind of like that front view cam. It's an easy way to just switch down to the card table. Honestly, I kind of like it more than the angled version that I usually take. Because what I normally do, let me show you guys. So what I'll normally do is I'll do this, and then I'll come down. I'll adjust the camera quickly, and then I'll do this. Let me get the phone out of the way. So I'll do this, and then tell me what you guys like more. And then now I was thinking, nope, not that one, this one. I could do this. I don't know if it makes any difference to see me in the corner. I normally don't do that, but now you can kind of have this camera so you can see me and I can still talk to you. But regardless, what I'm more so concerned on is this angle better for card stuff. Even let me zoom in a tiny bit. So like this angle, which the camera quality might be slightly better. This is a slightly better camera, though I think it's, the focus is, let me turn off the defocus, hold on. There we go. So this camera is much better than the camera from the laptop. Like this is a true camera, but I kind of don't mind how the other one looked. So I can't. So if it was kind of like this, right? Instead, you could ignore the little screen on the top. I kind of like the straight on one as well. I don't know. Tell me what you guys like better. The straight on camera. Like how's the quality? It seems good on my screen. I know this is, but this is just like my webcam basically, and the other one is like a true camera. But I kind of don't love the angled view as much from my side, but I always just dealt with it, right? So tell me if you like the angled view or the straight on view. I would love to know which one you like better, because then now I can do that. I was just playing around with kind of the dual camera setup. Like I always would use them, but I always like to do this for the card table because it was just better quality, right? It's my actual camera. But I don't know, I kind of don't mind the other one. So let me know if the straight on angle looks okay. Straight on angle is fire. Okay, maybe we will be switching to that going forward. I'll try out this live doing that. Let me just, then I don't have to do this stupid manual transition to lift up the camera. Let me zoom out a little bit. We don't want to see me that close. And now if I push this, we'll get rid of that. Cool. I was also thinking, I don't know if this is a dumb idea, but if I turn the front camera, nope. I could do, so you know how I kind of have this one here? So I could do something like this, where while I'm talking to you guys, you can see my hands just because I'm always shuffling. I don't know if that's annoying though. It might be distracting, right? Because I'm always shuffling while I'm talking to the main camera. But anyway, once we get down to the card table, we'll use the webcam view. Okay, hey Mike, what's going on? Welcome to the live. Mike, another member. Hope you're enjoying the membership, Mike, and it's good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in a little bit. Hope you're doing well. Okay, we got a couple of questions here. Let me read them. Okay. Can you teach an ACAAN on YouTube without marked cards? I have taught at least one without marked cards. 2 without marked cards. Yeah, I taught the the iPhone ACAAN. Okay, so I taught the iPhone ACAAN, which is essentially like a thought of number one. So it's a little bit more of a longer routine, but you do an any card, any number, and you have them. I guess I could show you guys just if you're interested. So you do an any card at any number. Where is my mouse? There we go. So if you go to the channel, go to playlists, go to card trick tutorials. I don't know who this guy is. Don't want the ad. No, let's do view full playlist. There we go. So I've taught, where is it? I feel like it was here. iPhone ACAAN. So this trick fools anyone, ACAAN tutorial. So this one's done pretty well. This is a cool one because you kind of get a thought of number, and you get to do what's the word? It's this cool process with the numbers, and it's got like a mentalism twist to it. That's the word I'm looking for. And then a long time ago, I taught my So ACAAN effect. That's not that one. It is this one. So ACAAN, so sleight of hand, any card at any number. That one's like, you know, a very popular video on the channel, and it is it's a really hard-hitting, very practical routine. Like that's a worker. It's just a sleight of hand ACAAN, but it's my take on the, you know, sleight of hand ACAAN. Basically, just to give you a quick idea of what the method is. Essentially, you have a card, you have the deck shuffled by the spectator, you have them name a card, and then you basically use a variation of the cull / my auto index principle, if you're not familiar with that, to quickly get the card to the top of the deck, and then you, under the guise of, hey, if I want you to get a sense of where your card is in the deck, because in a second I'm going to have you name a number to try to deal down to it. So hey, do you see your card? Okay, your card's right. Let's say it's the 8 of hearts. Your card's right here. Okay, so you know about how far down that is. But actually, I think it would be more impressive if you shuffle the cards and we do this from a completely blind. That would be a true miracle, right? So now you hand them the deck. They can give the cards a shuffle, and you've actually just copped out the card. Then you put it back on the deck as you, again, hand them the cards. And then they can now deal, and they will deal the cards to any number. It can be a thought of number. They never have to say it out loud. Because the card's on the top of the deck, it will end up on the bottom. And then I have this really clever shift, which is going to suck from this angle of the camera. But basically, if you can imagine, they just dealt the cards in my hand. So the cards are in my hand. The 8 of hearts is on the bottom, so I just need to get it to the top. So what I do is I say, okay, so how many cards... Let me try that again. That was just a really awkward angle, trying to get it decent for you guys. So yeah, anyway, I think straight on will be fine. So I say, so how many cards would you say that is in here? It's maybe like 18 cards or something like that. And then they can turn over the top card, and it's the 8 of hearts. I don't know how good that looked, but anyway, it's a really clever shift. I'm a big fan of that little shift. So Timmy, did you get my email? Timmy, I think you're the one who sent me the routine with the fire, right? And the little stickman dude or whatever. I definitely did. If I'm getting the right guy, I did, and I watched it, and I responded. I responded a couple weeks ago, actually, to your message with a bunch of feedback on what I thought you could do. Let me see if I can give you a date on when I responded. So maybe check. I don't know why it would have went to your junk, but maybe double check, unless you're not the same person I'm thinking of. But I'm pretty sure that's you. Timmy, yeah, okay. I sent it on March 6th. So yeah, like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I sent you a whole bunch of feedback. So take a look. If you didn't get it, send me another email if you really can't find it, and I will send you the feedback again. Okay, what else? Let me check the chat. Any good dealing with heckler stories? Okay, so the one that always comes to mind, I think actually one I'll tell you, which is not so exciting, but I think it's important for you guys to hear that sometimes this is the best option. So I was doing some magic at like a restaurant, like a bar, and there was this one girl who was like really into it. She was really enjoying it. And then she was like, oh, can you show my boyfriend, a trick? And I was like, sure. Clancy says, hello from Africa. Sorry, I got distracted. Hello from Africa. Please, I'd love to improve my card magic with you. Hello, man. If you are interested in improving your card magic one-on-one with me, private lessons are linked in the description. That's the best place to get some one-on-one help. Anyway, so there was this guy, the girl, and she said to show her boyfriend. So he came over, and she kind of like left, which I thought was a little bit odd. Like, you think if she wanted me to show, she'd want to see his reaction, but she kind of just left me with him, and I'm like, okay. So I was doing my cerebral sandwich effect. So basically, he puts 2 aces at 2 random spots in the deck, shuffles it up, and then by some miracle, when he spreads through the deck, he has happened to shuffle 1 card face down in between the 2 face-up aces. So we take that card out. I have him name a card, and then, he thinks of a card while he's doing the shuffling, so then he tells me the card. We take a quick look through the deck. Of course, his card is not there, and then we can flip over the card in between the 2 aces, and it's the just freely named, freely thought of card. So that effect is awesome. So I was doing that to him, and the method I was using at the time involves, so how do I say this? Okay, so it involves basically, at some point, I need to do one more thing before he can flip over the card. And the second he names the card out loud, he kind of reaches to go for the card. And I always place it in a place where it's closer to me so that I can, if I need to, if you get that difficult spectator, kind of, keep them away from it. So I just kind of put my hand out. I said, hold on a second. I just want to check and see and make sure that it's not in here. And then he's like, oh, well, you're going to do something. I'm like, well, look, let's just take a look. Like I'm, taking control of the situation. Hey, no, just let's look together. So finally he listens, and I kind of go through, and he was drinking and all that, so not an audience I'm a big fan of performing for, but regardless, I'm going through, and as I'm halfway through, he tries to reach for the card again. I literally like physically stop him, and I just say, hold on, we're going to get there. Like I'm being a little bit more stern at this point. Just wait, calm down. And then I go, and I kind of have this one line that I say just before I do the reveal. So I come to him, and then as I go to do the move, he like pushes my hand away and goes to and just like rips the card open and flips it over. And at that point, it's not his card, right? It's not yet. And so that was one of those situations where immediately, and the reason I bring this up, you just kind of have to learn that, and I talked about this before, in heckler type situations, some people just aren't worth performing for. You know what? It's completely his loss. I did everything that I do as a professional performer to deal with moderate hecklers, but at a certain point, some people are just going to physically not be someone you can perform for. Like, I could have done something else for him, something that's more in my hands, quicker, whatever, afterwards. But I have no interest in performing to someone like that at that point. It's their loss, not mine. That's the way I look at it. So that's one little story. It's not much of a story, but it's just a teaching moment, I think. But the craziest heckler story I ever had, I was in Italy, and I was on a vacation, and I was staying with a friend and their family, basically. And so they all speak Italian, no English. And so I was performing, because they wanted to see some stuff. So I was performing and kind of had someone helping translate, but also trying to do more visual stuff and stuff that kind of spoke for itself. And I did my unshuffling the colors effect, or Kosta Kimlat's unshuffling the colors, my version of it. And so in that, at some point, I basically take the deck and I say, okay, so this is what I do if I need a backup plan. And I go like this, and then I show, and the cards have separated into all the reds and all the blacks after they just shuffled the deck. So I do that, and it was great. The guy was kind of, freaked out. But then he's like, those must be trick cards. So that's kind of, the heckling was more of in a kind of later on, sort of after the effect. I'm going to question you. I'm going to, ask you if you can do it again type thing. And he was like, oh, those are trick cards. I'm like, no, like, here, look, take a look. They're regular. Obviously, my cards are regular. So he's looking. He's like, okay, but you couldn't do them with you couldn't do that with Italian cards. And I'm like, yes, I can. Of course I could. And then he's like, okay, show me. And he walks over, grabs this basket. I've told this story before, so maybe you've heard it, but he grabs this basket, and there's like 20 decks of cards in there, and they're all beat up and, you know, tattered, and they have rubber bands and cards missing and ripped, and they're all just scattered everywhere. There's some in boxes, but they're all like brown and dirty. Anyway, I'm just like, okay, you know, I'll just basically redo the effect, but I'll do it. You know, the method's pretty complicated. It might be hard with some of these older cards, but I'm like, you know what, I'll find a way to achieve it. So I'm like, okay, pick a deck. So he picks out a deck. It's in a box. He hands it to me. I dump out the box into my hand, and I'm just doing a quick look through the deck just to see what I'm working with, what the quality condition of the cards is. And as I spread the cards to myself, they were already separated into blacks and reds. A miracle. I had a miracle on my hands. What could I say? I don't know how it happened, but it did. So all I did is I said, watch, I won't do any funny moves. And I separated it instantly. There was no presentation. There was no method. It was just a full-blown miracle. So that's probably the craziest Heckler story I ever had, just because of how it kind of worked itself out in just the most crazy way possible. Can you do a top shot? Nope. Nope. No, I can't do a top shot. I never use a top shot. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the top shot, but ooh, Jack of Hearts. But yeah, what I usually do, I don't even do that one either. I usually do this. So I'll do the kind of one, right? Where I'm just trying to show you guys on camera. So you fling it out like this, and then you catch it. So if I do this normally, I can catch it pretty much every time. There you go. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but I do that a lot. That if I want to do a production, I do that. So basically what you're doing there, you're holding the deck in a grip, kind of like at the second joint of the index finger and the tip of the thumb. And then you pull down that card with the pinky and the ring finger, and you pull it off, and then you stick your middle finger underneath. And you're kind of wedging it between index finger, ring finger with the middle finger underneath, and then you release off the pinky. So you let it go off the pinky. That just shot across the room. I gotta grab it because it's the Jack of Hearts. Anyway, so I'll do that. Boom, boom, and then you pop it off the pinky, and that'll cause it to spin out. And if you kind of toss it up and pull the hand back, you kind of get it to float a little bit more, and then you can just stick your hand out and kind of either let it fall into your hand or reach and catch it. So that's kind of the production I use. Yeah, I never really could get the top shot, though I never practiced, ever. I've never really practiced the top shot, just never interests me. The hot shot one I like, but it's not super reliable in my hands. Again, lack of practice, because I don't need these production type moves, but that one I can do some of the time. Oh, right in the eye. That's why I don't do it. Luckily I didn't get hit in the eyeball, because then I'd have to pause this live for a minute. But okay, people seem to like the straight on angle. Sounds good. Slip shift, definitely cannot do that. But again, don't practice. I'm the type of person, like, I'm not going to practice things that I know I'm not going to use for the most part. They're definitely more earlier in my journey. I definitely did practice things a lot more. Yeah, there you go. That's my slip shift attempt. I definitely did practice things a lot more, just random stuff. But then once you kind of hone in and, you know, on what you like and what your best stuff is, not as much, right? Can you do the top shot? If you already responded, sorry, I was eating my homemade pizza. I hope your pizza was good, man. Yeah, there's my answer on the top shot. No, I cannot do the top shot. I prefer the, whatever you call this one, the cyclone or something. Why don't you flex your muscles, though? I mean, I could if you want, but yeah, hold on. Yeah, you guys, I'm definitely a big gym goer. If you guys did not know, I'm an athlete and someone who goes to the gym quite a lot. I was a big fitness guy, so. The last live you were talking about doing a 10K subscriber contest. That's going to happen. Congrats again. Yes. And David says, thanks. Congrats on 10K. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for 10K. That was on my list to get into. There's a couple last little things I have to touch on that I wanted to. So yeah, I just want to say, first of all, thank you guys so much. Very, very candidly, thank you guys. It really has been a lot of work. I started my YouTube channel just about 5 years ago. I think it was July of 2020 in the pandemic. And I never expected to get to 10K. I never expected to still be doing it 5 years later. I don't know if I've really told the story much about why I started the channel. For me, I had always loved magic, and I had started to develop a lot of cool ideas. And so the first reason that I decided to put the channel together is I decided that some of the stuff I had was actually really good. And I knew that I was fairly talented at some of the things that I could do. And I was like, you know what? I think particularly the stuff that I had created, I was like, you know what? If I would feel bad, and I'm not saying this in a way to sound cocky or anything like that, because there's plenty of great stuff out there, but I was just like, I want to share what I have, and I think some of it's pretty good, and it'll help out some people, and it would kind of be a shame if I never shared this stuff anywhere, and then one day it just kind of was gone with me, right? Like, that's kind of how I felt. I was like, I'd like to at least put it out there. So that was one reason. Another reason was sort of a more selfish reason, I guess, but I was like, I want to start to build a name for myself in the magic community. So this was an easy way to start when I was, just a kid in university trying to figure it all out. So that was a good place I could start and develop and get my name out there a little bit. And then the other reason was like having like a sort of a library to document every move that I've come up with or handling, or like I had so many ideas. I remember just having hundreds of videos in my camera roll. I'd set up the camera. I'd be like, okay, well, I've been having this idea. What if you took, the top shot and you did this or whatever it is? I was like, why don't I just start like, I have an idea, I'll teach it, right? And then I could have this big library to go back to. All these reasons, and honestly, I never thought we would get to 10K. So thank you guys so much. Everyone who's ever clicked a video, watched a video, commented, positive, anything, it's very much appreciated. It's been quite the journey. We're over 640 videos on the channel almost. And I got a comment the other day from someone, I'm sure you're not in here, and let me read it to you guys. It was, I want to kind of touch on something that I've got comments like this I get fairly often. This guy said, Cleversly is the name. For the life of me, I can't figure out how you don't have vastly more subscribers and views on your channel. Your tutorials are always entertaining, easy to watch, extremely well explained, and have taken my card work to an entirely new level. So first of all, thank you very much for the kind words. But it's more so the first part of that I wanted to focus on. The part about subscribers and views. Look, I can't sit here and tell you guys that, as some of the YouTubers who will try to act like they are some kind of moral superiority. Look, I can't sit here and say, oh, I don't care about getting subscribers and views, because if I didn't care, then I wouldn't be on YouTube making videos. Maybe I didn't start with the intention of becoming super, famous and subscribers, and it's still not my intention. It's far from the main goal. But when you put out a video that you work really hard on and it doesn't do well, there's naturally going to be a feeling that comes with that. And when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I can't say that I was like, whatever. I was appreciative. It felt good, right? The reason I bring that up is like my view on it. Yes, I think my content is really good, obviously, or I wouldn't be putting it out. And I appreciate all the people who say, you should have more subscribers, more views. But at the end of the day, everyone's going to have their time. What's written is written. And I am going to continue to work hard and put out content that I like and that I think is beneficial. And that's one thing that I think is important. I know what kind of videos do best on my channel, and I could sell out and exclusively do those type of videos. But those type of videos are not the most helpful videos on my channel, okay? The videos that have 500 views versus 10,000 views, the ones with less generally are more helpful. But it's the same reason they don't get as many views, because they're not what people want to click on. So I am going to continue to put out videos that I want to put out, videos that I think are helpful, things that are a little bit different to what other YouTubers are doing, trying to keep my vast array of topics from magic theory, mentalism effects, magic effects, street magic, my repertoire series now, my performance breakdowns. I do cover a wide range of things. I have a lot of different videos, I think. And so I want to keep that going in the spirit. Like it's crossed my mind. Should I just, sit here and teach tutorials all day? And like some other YouTubers open up a book and say, okay, what should we teach today? Okay, this one looks good. Let's teach that. I could do that and, probably get some more views. But again, yes, I want to get more views. I want to get more people followers. It would be nice. It helps with my business. It helps with me personally. But my main goal and my interest and what I get the most out of is providing what I think is helpful and videos that I enjoy to make. So that's with all that said. I appreciate that those comments of that sentiment, but my time will come. 10,000 is great. Most people will never hit that, and so I'm very grateful for that. And my time will come whenever it's meant to. If people want to say that you should get more and all this, like, I'm not too pressed about it. I'm here doing my thing and continuing to grow. If it's a long, steady growth forever, then that's what it is. If one day one thing goes viral and you wake up one morning and I'm at 100,000 subscribers, great. But it'll happen when it happens. All that to say, back to the 10K subject. So thank you guys so much. We are going to be doing something very special. I am leaning towards, I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek for those of you who are in here. I'm leaning towards I don't think a Fool Us style. I'm leaning to more of a, okay, it'll be some kind of talent show, I think. It'll either be Fool Us style or it'll be Got Talent style. And what it'll be is I'll have a submission portal where you guys can submit, all the subscribers. I want you to submit just a trick. It can be anything. It can be a quick trick. It can be a full-fledged performance. And then I am going to pick my top 10, maybe. I don't know the exact number. Let's say top 10. And I'm going to put together a video on the channel. I am going to share that, and then I'm still deciding. I could do the voting on my own, pick my favorite, but I think I'm going to try to do an audience vote. So then I'll put those 10 performances up on the channel in one video, and then you guys can all vote on who your favorite is, and then I'll have some prizes for maybe the top 3, maybe just the first. Haven't sorted it all out, but I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do for my sort of 10K celebration, kind of like a talent show thing. I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool. Let me know what you guys think. There's also, we just do magic, and we just the best people's favorite performance is the winner, or we do more of a it's tricky though with audience votes because I don't know how to monitor people not just voting for themselves a million times over and over and over and over, right? So it may just be me voting, but I'll have to work all the logistics out of that. It could be, and then the two things I'm also deciding between, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think just like a general like magic talent show, just do whatever you want? It could be, street magic. It could be performing to the camera. It could be, performing on your family. Or if we, the theme is more of a Fool Us style, and it's like, okay, the most fooling trick would win. I'm personally leaning towards the just general performance, best performance wins, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the Fool Us one could be really cool too. So whichever one fools me the most. Again, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do the audience vote. I would love to do it. That would be the ideal way. But then I just don't want people to take advantage of the system and then just, vote for themselves a million times. So I'd have to think of like a sort of way to authenticate that and all that. So yeah, we'll figure all that out. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking for 10K. So I don't know when I'm going to roll that out. But if you guys, let me know what you guys think. If you think the Fool Us would be better, or the routines, or whatever it is. And then we'll go from there. I'll do a video kind of announcing this probably in the next 2 months. I would like to get it out in the next month. It's just, this is a very busy time, and I gotta talk about the reason why in a minute. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna come. It just might take a while. We might be at, you know, 10.3 or 10.4K subs by the time, you know, the contest actually happens. But a lot of things obviously on the background. I got to get organized to do that properly. Vedant Magic, when are you going to upload the PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass on the membership? It is already uploaded. I uploaded it. So if you, the one thing though, you are part of the Mentalist tier. I have just this week launched the Wizard tier, and that's where I'm going to be hosting the masterclasses and lectures. So Vedant Magic, Vedant, I don't know exactly how to say it, but we'll say Vedant Magic. If you want access to the PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass, which I highly recommend, it's so good. Probably one of the best things I've ever put out. So much work went into that. There's like 6+ effects, 12 different techniques, and the whole system on creating your own PROPLESS Mentalism. It's over an hour and 45 minutes. It is up on the channel. But it's part of the Wizard tier. So the Mentalist tier gets you access just to the Mentalism course, so the Practical Mental Magic course. 2 new videos every month. That's what you get access to there. But if you join the Wizard tier, that's where you get access to the master classes and lectures. So here's the Mentalist tier. Basically, you get access to the course. And then right now there's a couple of lectures and master classes that I've posted already. You can see here's a PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass, over an hour and 45 minutes, or just under an hour 45 minutes. Then I have my PROPLESS Billet Work lecture. So those are available right now for the Wizard tier. I think it's a really good deal because with the Wizard tier you get something like 30-something practical mental magic tutorial videos, right? So you're getting a ton of mentalism tutorials. You're getting my entire practical mental magic series, new videos every month, and then you're getting all these master classes and lectures that really could be full projects on their own that I could sell for $40-50 a piece. You know, but you can get access to all of it for, I think it's like 25 American a month or whatever it is, once you convert it over USD. So you know, where I could probably sell each one of those for double that. So plus you get the whole course, plus you get the opportunity to request videos and all these other things. So the Wizard tiers are really, really good bang for your buck. And that PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass, oh man, I spent so much time on that. So I hope some people who go check it out really enjoy it, because there's a lot of great stuff in there. Found the email. Thanks for your great feedback and the tips. No problem, my friend. Happy to help. Okay, I'll answer those in a second. Fool us. So some people say, so this fool us. There's no categorization. Comparing routines would be hard, not gonna lie. I mean, would it? Like, it's just my favorite magic video. Like, I guess what you're saying maybe is like, okay, if I let it be fully open, where some people are going out and doing street magic to real people and some people are doing a one-on-one to the camera, you're not wrong that I might bias the people who are doing the live performances, right? That's fair. That's a fair point. But I mean, I will obviously be objective in the fact of the performance itself, but that's a fair point. Like if people are getting live reactions versus no reaction, right? It's gonna make it a bit biased, right? It could be a Letterman's stupid human tricks, no wagering, just have fun. Yeah, that's kind of what my thought was, right? Just open, just do what you guys want to do. I'll put together, like, who knows, I don't know how many people are going to do it. Let's say maybe 20 people, you know, submit or whatever it is. I have no idea. Then I would probably pick my top 10 favorite and put in a video. And then, so those would be like the top 10 picks. And then I was thinking people would vote on that, but we'll see. We will see. Got to kind of logistically still think about it all. And the reason, so let me jump back to Safari for 1 second, because the reason that I am busy this month is because if you are in the Buffalo, New York area, there is the world's best one-day magic convention is happening at the end of April. It is the Magicians Alliance of Western New York convention, or the MANI convention. And I'll be performing there. I will be in the close-up show at the convention. So can we pull up the big image? I guess we can't. So here is the convention flyer. So your boy is right here on the close-up show. So I'll be performing alongside Paul Gertner, Eric Deschamps, Steve Beam, J. Scott Berry, and Bill Batuski will be doing the close-up show. Besides that, there's an auction, there's a dealer hall, there is a stage show. So there's me right there. There's a stage show. There's, I think food is all included. There's a lecture by Steve Beam. So it is an awesome one-day convention. It is Sunday, April 27th. So I'll be doing the close-up show, putting together a new set. You know, they had asked me if I could do exclusively Mentalism. And so I'm going to be putting together a completely new set for this. So I'm really excited to share that. And it's going to be a blast. So if you guys are in the Buffalo, New York area, or are interested in coming down, seeing me perform live and a whole bunch of other great performers and just a great day of magic. If you haven't done a convention, this is a great place to start. You can go to mawny.org and check out, here's the website here. You can check out the pricing and the whole itinerary and all that. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm just preparing for that at the end of April. So I'm a little bit busy now rehearsing and ironing out the lecture and all that. So yeah, that's going to be exciting though. Okay, let's talk about... So someone asked straddle pass or Victoria control. So the straddle pass would be like this, right? Doesn't look like much, but the card ends up on the bottom. So let's do that again. So King of Spades, boom, and it's on the bottom. All right, so there's the straddle pass one last time to the bottom. So to expose what's going on there, and let's go this way. So if I tilt to really get this better, basically I'm passing with a straddle the card to the bottom of the deck, and then I'm dribbling everything on top, right? So that's the straddle pass. Then the Victoria control would look more like this. So we'll leave that card, oh, slipped there, new deck, forgive me. So we'll leave that card somewhere in the middle of the deck. Oh, okay, hold on, gotta get this. New cards, not broken in yet. There we go. And the card's on top. Okay, so that is the Victoria control. Okay, so what's happening there is basically, I recently taught this on the channel. I don't know, this is a hard one to show the exposed view, but that's basically what's happening. My personal favorite would be, oh man, that's actually tough. I used to use the straddle pass a ton, and I still do. It's still my go-to bottom control. But these days I find I'm controlling cards to the top a lot more for whatever reason. And I do end up using the Victoria control a lot to do that. The other control for top control I do a lot is the float switch. So that looks like that. And that's a little subtlety I call the Talon control on top of that. That's an original of mine, but so the control is the float switch by Kaylin Morelli, but that little subtlety, this part of it, where I can show the 10 of hearts, that I call the Talon control. That's an original thing of mine. Anyway, but the float switch is my other favorite top control. So this is a Kaylin Morelli move. So you can just take the card, push it into the middle, and it stays on the top. But yeah, I'm a straddle pass guy. I definitely like just boom, straddle to the bottom. Easy, quick, very deceptive, kind of really good from all angles and that sort of thing. So that's kind of my preference. What else? What's the best mentalism routine in your opinion? Let me actually switch back for a moment. Okay, so mentalism routine. So like a full routine. Well, I'm going to put together a mentalism routine in my repertoire series, episode 2. So the next episode. So that'll probably be in like a month and a half. That'll come out. I actually never talked about what videos are next on the channel. I do that every live just to give people a sneak peek at what's coming. So tomorrow I have a street magic video. So it's from a new shoot. You guys haven't seen this shoot anywhere. It's actually from the shoot that the Decode trailer was filmed in. So if you guys own Decode by David Jonathan, or if you've seen the tutorial and the trailer, I did help out with the tutorial too. I am teaching some things or sharing some ideas on the project, but the trailer, I helped out with the live performances in the trailer for that. So that's actually from that shoot. So you'll be seeing some of that. Then after that, we'll have a performance breakdown, and then I'm going to be teaching the Invisible Palm Aces, which is exciting. Can't wait to teach that. So that was on the schedule for the next 3 weeks, and then I got to film some more videos. Got to film the next few. So Shahad, hi, hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Can you teach the talent control? Not yet. No, it is a future project thing. It's going to be part of a future project. Okay, so back to my favorite mentalism set. So with repertoire, my series where I teach full routines, I will be teaching a mentalism routine next. So stay tuned for that. It'll be good. I haven't quite figured out which routine I'm going to teach, but my favorite's probably the one in my lecture. My favorite mentalism routine, it's a 3-phase routine from my lecture. So if you've seen my lecture or you own my lecture notes, it's written up in there. The sort of 3-phase single billet routine. It's got so much opportunity to perform PROPLESS, one ahead. It's just such a good routine. I love that. One that you guys could learn now, I think Expedus Novus by Jason Sobel is good. Expedus Novus, ESP Expedus. It's like Acidus Novus, but ESP Novus. It's a good little single billet 3-phase routine involving like a witch hand and then a ESP guess and then a reveal a piece of information. So it's a nice little routine. You should learn a mem deck. Don't need to. I have no interest at this point of learning a mem deck right now. I totally could, and like I have a pretty good memory. I could probably pick it up in a few days. But no, I have no interest in performing with a deck that can't be shuffled, if I'm being quite honest. I love the performance style that I have currently and the way that I can perform and feel so comfortable. The sirens, man. I live on a street, so we have these like street cars, so they're kind of like little trolleys or whatever you want to call it, that are on like, there's little like tracks on the road. And so this one street, the street I'm on, doesn't allow vehicle traffic for like so you basically can't stay going on the road for too long. It'll force you to turn off. So there's no vehicle traffic very often. It's mostly just streetcars. So all the emergency vehicles take this path. So I get a lot of sirens. Kara, hi. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the live. Do you have tutorials of your top 5 card tricks with a marked deck? I think the most popular video on my channel, which is an ACAAN using a marked deck, would probably be the one that I would point you to. It's really, really good, really nice. So I would recommend checking out that. That's one of my favorite marked deck tricks. I don't think I've ever taught the marked deck do as I do that I use, but it's basically just Boris Wilde's do as I do. What did he call it? Now I think I have it written in my notes somewhere. Let me take a look so I just get the name right. But Boris Wilde's do what I do. I do as I do. I basically just use a version of that with a marked deck. But again, I'm rarely performing with a marked deck these days, so I don't often do many marked deck tricks, but just simple mentalism with a marked deck, one ahead. That's, you know, some of my favorite stuff to do with it. I think it's in here in this note. Let me just take a quick peek so I can give you the name of that. Boris Wilde's Name My Card. Okay, it's called Name My Card by Boris Wilde. That's basically the do as I do effect that I do. I think he taught that on his marked deck project. A lot of people are a fan of his Pure ACAAN, which is from his marked deck project as well, I believe. Yeah. When did you start doing card tricks and mentalism? Card stuff I started really young, maybe like 6 to 8 years old. I started messing around with cards. I've always loved cards. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Absolutely not. No, definitely not. And then, what's the other thing I wanted to say? So, Timmy, okay, Timmy, name a card and a number, and I'll perform it for you. What was I just saying? Oh my God, let me see if I can remember. Oh yeah, mentalism and cards. So cards, I started around. And by the way, Timmy, name a high number. So this is interesting. You know, we can have some fun when we do this. It doesn't, you know, it's not just like 1, 2, 3, 15, and then it's over. Like let's make it a nice number. So we have, you know, it's an interesting, a lot of anticipation. But anyway, so mentalism I started probably 6 years ago ish. I mean, I always had an interest, but I really started like 5, 6 years ago. And I dove in really fast, and I kind of developed all my own thoughts and theories like very quickly, and started to, you know, work in mentalism very quick. I mean, I'd always liked mentalism before that, but I didn't really seriously start my study of it until probably about 5 years ago. And I kind of, maybe longer, maybe 7 years ago, but I really kind of fell in love with mentalism and coming up with a way to kind of fuse the two, right? I think that is of interest for me. Okay, so Timmy says 7 of hearts and 47. Nope, that's the wrong one. All right, so I will take this deck, which has been sitting there the whole time. I have a couple of duplicates and a special card that I'm gonna remove. Oh, that windowsill is getting a little bit cold. You know what, I'm going to take these down just because I don't want them to get wet. It looks nice, but it's not worth ruining the deck. Okay, so what was 7 of hearts and 47? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. And the 47th card is the 7 of hearts, I think he said. And there you go. 7 of hearts at 47. So that is Marcan, one of my favorite effects, using, well, I don't want to give it away. No, you guys already know, but using what we were just chatting about. Yeah, it's taught on the channel. It's like my most popular video, so go check that out. I'm actually going to keep this down at the card table. So, so is there anything anyone wants me to discuss card-wise, mentalism-wise? Let me know. It is, this is a good time now. We'll be down at the card table. What have I been working on card-wise? Not much. I don't know. I don't think I've been working on, maybe, let me check my notes. Sometimes I have new ideas written down that are fun to share. Let me see. No, okay, we talked about that. Oh yeah, I did want to talk about EDC. If no one has anything else they want to talk about, I want to talk about everyday carry a little bit. Okay, Timmy, just to show you super quick. So if I go to the channel, if you go to the channel, and then if you scroll, nope, how can I get to the channel? Come on. Okay, if you go to the home tab, if you scroll down to popular videos, it is this one right here. You've never seen this ACAAN method. That is what I just performed for you guys, Marcan. Okay, so back to this. Okay, so oh, I had an idea. What was I going to talk about? Oh, I keep losing my train of thought. Too many questions. I've been playing around with what was that? Hold on, let me check my notes. I think there was a new thing that I had in mind. Oh yeah, that thing. Okay, I remember. So it was like if I take a single, how was it? So it's like if I take a single card, so this is just a 9. No. I'm trying to think of the, oh yeah, okay. This is the way I've been doing it. Just a very rough kind of work in progress idea. So if I take, for example, like this, the 5 of clubs, and I take it out of the deck like this, if I just turn it over, it's now the queen, right? So it's, I haven't quite figured out the best use case, but I guess you guys can kind of tell what's going on now, but it's basically like that, right? So you can take a card right out of the deck. Okay, so if I do, okay, 6 of diamonds, take that out of the deck, and now if I give it a spin, it is the 6 of spades, right? So you can do that, leave that 6 of spades in the middle, and then do something like that. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. I haven't quite worked out if it's like useful for much yet, but it definitely looks pretty good. And basically what's happening there is you have a card in palm, and it's really fun to practice. And as you pull out the card, you just square them up. So it's a double here. But it actually works surprisingly well. You know, like I remember the first time I did it, I'm like, wow, like that one wasn't very good, but it's kind of awfully deceptive, right? So if you had a card in palm, I had the 7 of clubs here, well now I could take it out, show it's the 7 of clubs, and then put it into the middle, you know, whatever. That's been something fun to play around with. The other thing is, oh, this is going to be tough to do on camera clean, but let's try it. So if I just take the top card, it's the 8 of clubs, right? 8 of clubs, let's see, boom. 2 of diamonds. Oh, come on. There we go. Not bad for doing it live. Oh, that one was bad. Okay. So I've been playing around with this. The clean sort of snap change. I'm actually doing it pretty well for being live. Anyway, it's just been a new idea that I've been messing around with. That one wasn't the best. But there's actually a really clever way that you can clean up the snap change. I think it looks so good. And then you can go into like a Bertram change or something like that, you know, and then I might even do something like this where I go, okay, you see the 2, hold it up here, that was terrible, and then do show, boom, one-handed sort of display, and then clean up, something like that. Yeah, those are some of the ideas that I've just been kind of fiddling with lately. Yeah, I really like that snap change. Oh yeah, okay, my stream's a little delayed, so I just saw on my feed how it looked. It actually looked nice, man. It actually looked good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, because if I go snap, boom, oh yeah, that one was so nice. That was really nice. And oh no, I flubbed it there, but boom, into Bertram change, which that one was not very good. And then I could do like maybe I don't know. Anyway, that's some of the things I've been kind of messing around with. Also lately, just like ace, just like some kind of gambling style stuff. You know, it's just always fun to mess around with some gambling control. Not that I do it a whole lot, but it's definitely fun to work out. You know, I've always been a fan of different gambling style sleights. I mean, I'm not the best at them by any means, but or any stretch of the imagination. But I used to have a really nice gambling routine that I used to do a lot. I've kind of moved away from it now, but that was terrible. I'm not going to end with that. Let's start with a dead cut to an ace, and then we'll go now with the shootout. Oh, that went under the laptop. Hold on, gotta fish it out. There it is. Ace. And then how should we find the next ace? Let's do this. I love this production. It's kind of not really gambling, but oh, lost one, but one card shot out. Another ace, and ace of spades. I don't know. I just love the dead cut, honestly. That's one of my favorites to do. Just like a dead cut. Just one hand. Boom, 4 aces. Actually, there's this one trick, and I can't remember for the life of me where I learned this. Oh, maybe one of you guys knows. I remember seeing it years ago. Let me see if I can even remember. So I think, so it's like shuffle deck, right? No aces on top, no aces on the bottom. You guys can't see that. So no aces there, no aces there. And then you can even give the cards a bit more of a shuffle. All right, so let's do that. Let's see. I've never performed this before, but I was playing around with it a little bit recently. Okay, so I give the cards a shuffle. You can see the aces, they weren't on the top, they weren't on the bottom, nothing like that, right? No breaks, nothing funny, there's no breathers, nothing like that. But I can try to cut to the aces. Let's see. Okay, great. There's ace number 1, right? You can see there's ace number 1. If I would have went one more, one less, would have been different. Now let's try again. Oh, nope, missed it. Okay, here we go. Come on. Oh, nope. Hold on. This is a tricky one to do. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, there we go. Ace number 2 again. One more, one less would have been completely different. Come on, let's get the next 2. There we go. Third ace. And again, one more, one less would have been different. And I think if I've done this right, that last ace should be exactly 20 cards. I think it's 20. I might have the number wrong, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. Marlowe's Miracle Aces is one of my favorite routines ever. Is that what this is? Hungry and Hungover, is that what this is? Because I love this. It's a lot of fun. It's such a deceptive method. I don't know if that's what it's called. I remember seeing this. I didn't see it from like a book or something old. I saw it somewhere, and I couldn't remember the life of me what the name was. But I love doing it. It's been a ton of fun lately. So if that's what it's called, then thank you. Okay, great. Awesome. So that is Marlowe's Miracle Aces then. Yeah, it's super fooling. And like, especially when you do it in person, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. And even the method, it's like, the method is like in line with like estimation kind of, but like it just works. It's pretty crazy. Jonas, welcome, man. Hey guys, Jonas has a very cool release he's working on if you're in the mentalist world. So stay tuned for that coming from him. Very exciting stuff. I saw a video the other day. You brought the spectator, but you didn't touch her, and she felt it. How did you do it? So I think you're talking about the PK touches routine I did. So how did I do it? I did it with magic, mentalism, suggestion, hypnosis. I gotta start remembering that this camera is over here because I just keep looking at myself, you know. But yeah, so that is that effect though. The one you're asking about, it's I won't gatekeep. It's called Midas Touch by Peter Turner. If you want to learn it, it's a PK touch style effect. That's one of my favorites. It's PROPLESS. It's really good. It's hard though, very hard. He'll say it's easy, but I mean, yes, it's easy if you're Pete, you know. But and the idea of it is easy, but the concept, it's easy to understand, but it's not easy to execute. Well, at least. Really clean. The snap change, thank you. Do you have cards from Somnium? No, I do not. I don't even know what that is. Somnium is a brand. Oh, Somnium is a brand of deck of cards. No, I've never heard of them before. What else have I been playing around with lately? Yeah, well, actually, so I don't know if you guys saw that, the recent, the tent vanish video. I don't know, I just think that tent vanish is just so nice, right? Where you can take the ace, okay, boom, hold it in between my hands like that, and you guys can see that ace. Watch, if I just come, put it into my hand again this time, completely vanish. I don't know, I just love that. I think it's so good. So if you want to learn that, that's in the latest tutorial. Tomorrow's video, as I mentioned, is a Street Magic video available for the members already. So David, Jonas, Mike, any other members who are in here, if you want to go check that out. Or if you guys, by the way, I did drop the PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass and my PROPLESS Billet Work lecture on the Wizard tier of the membership if you want to join and check those out as well. What's this? The bluff display. So I have all these. So here's one thing that's funny that I have problems with is, so I have this list, right? I have tons of lists, and that's how I keep track of notes and you know, different moves and ideas and things I come up with. And one of those lists is just like a sleights list, because sometimes I'll be, you know, just messing around and I'll say like, oh, I wonder if you could do this with a sleight, and I'll come up with some kind of sleight. And you know, it's hard to explain them. So sometimes I'll just like come up with a name or like describe what they are, and then I come back to them later and I have no idea what it is. I try to record on video most of the time, like just a quick video if I think something's really good so I don't forget it. Right now I have the bluff display, and then it says showing top card as card in hand. I don't know what that could mean. Wonder if I have a video. I need to check, see if I have a video of me doing that. Maybe not. I don't know what the bluff display is. See, I bet some of these ideas that I get lost are probably the best ideas. Imagine how many times you may have had imagine how many groundbreaking ideas people have had that they've just forgotten about, that have never, you know, seen the light of day. That's basically probably what this bluff display is. Who knows? All I have for information is showing the top card as the card in hand. So it's something with a card in my hand, showing it as being the top card. Don't exactly understand what I mean by that. Not sure. What can you do if in this ACAAN, for example, the card is at the 47 position in the deck, and the spectator says number 40? Well, I mean, that depends on you're talking, okay. Well, I talk about that. If you watch the tutorial for that ACAAN, if you watch the full thing, which I don't think you would have had time to yet if you were watching it instead of being in the live, but there's an out. There's lots of outs. I mean, that ACAAN, Marcan is one of those things that probably 80% of the time you'll get that perfect, you know, really nice looking out. But then the other 20-25% of the time you'll have to go to the other out. So the other out basically looks like this. Well, this is the way I do it. There's other ways to do it. You could implement a shift, you could, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you just do this. So let's say their card is the King of Spades, and they named a number, so down further. So basically you'd be dealing through the cards. Okay, and now I'm at the point where I've hit the King of Spades, or no, sorry, that's backwards. So they say the King of Spades, but their number is here. So I'm going, this should be the King of Spades. So I'd say, look, if you look here, we haven't seen the King of Spades yet. And what's crazy is this should be the King of Spades. And if we look here, you see that all these cards are different. No, sorry, let me do that again. Okay, yeah, I had the King in the wrong. So the King's somewhere here. I don't know where it is. So with the marked deck, yeah, I was thinking of a different trick. So the marked deck, you can say, look, and this right here should be the King of Spades. And there's two ways. Okay, I remember what I think. I haven't watched that video in a while. I know what I'm thinking. So what it is, so starting again. Okay, so, you know, whatever we are at, 40, and they called 41. You say, okay, 41. So I'm going to leave your card here for a minute because we don't see your card anywhere here. And if I look here, you said the King of Spades. I don't see it anywhere here, but we left one card on the top of the deck. One card, and of course that's your king of spades. So you can kind of clean it up that way, which again, obviously for magicians, that's not very clean of a method, but it totally would work for a layman. If you want something a little bit different and not involving the looking through the faces because you're using a marked deck, what I do instead is, so the card will be in there somewhere, and you say, look, this is the card you chose, and you set it down. And a lot of you guys will like this way better. I just find the other ways just, again, I'm a guy who likes easy, practical stuff. So then I say, okay, and look, and you could have had any one of these cards or any one of these cards. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just looking for that king. So I'm clocking it. I'm with the marking. So I'm searching through. Okay, I found it. Now I'm gonna just cut it to the top. So I pause. So at speed, it kind of looks like this. Okay, so 40. 41. Okay, we'll set that card over there. Now you could have said any card. I want you to take a look. Do you see the king of spades here? Because it could have been any one of those. It could have been any one of these. It could have literally been any card at all. Anyone, like literally any of those, any of these, and now I've cut it to the top. And now you just need to do a switch. So what I would probably do is either just a double switch or a top change. So I say, and look, and you could have had obviously any one of these, but you went for this card right here, the king of spades, right? So you can do it like that, where once you control it to the top, you pick up a card that's not the king of spades, and you say, and you could have had any one of these, and you can do that spreading with the top change. So all I'm doing there is I'm top changing as I'm coming over here to spread this, and I can do it that way. Or you could simply, if you want it to be the king of spades, you just take it, put it on top of the deck, and turn over a double. Lots of different options to clean that particular trick up and have sort of a different out. All right, guys, we're at about an hour and a half, so I'll probably wrap this up shortly unless there's any other questions. If you guys have anything else, please let me know. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, touch on, anything at all. For now, though, what I will say is stay tuned tomorrow. Some great street magic video to come. Let's do this. So yeah, tomorrow, great street magic video is going to be launching or releasing at 11 a.m. Eastern. Besides that, what else is important? So we got that dropping tomorrow. We've got what was it? Oh yeah, the membership. That's the other thing I wanted to say. So the PROPLESS Mentalism Masterclass has just launched. On the wizard tier of the membership, the billet work lecture is up there, and then of course the entire practical mental magic course. There'll be another tutorial, the 30-second tutorial for the course will be put up tomorrow also around 11 a.m. So there'll be a whole bunch of other videos, so that's exciting. So if you want access to all the members videos, there's something like 35, 40 members only videos. You can join the wizard tier for access to the master classes and the lectures. And if you just want the mentalism course, then you can join the mentalist tier. It's been really a big success. People have been loving it there. So if you guys are interested in that. But I think we've covered mostly everything I wanted to talk about. Talked about that. Still got to get that done. Haven't done that yet. Okay, guys, well, I'll give another minute or so if anyone has any last things, and then I'll probably call it here. This was a pretty sweet live, another great one. Hopefully this time kind of worked out for everyone, the timing here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And with all that said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Make sure to stay tuned for the channel. Check out the memberships. Check out private lessons. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. And with all that said, guys, I will catch you in the next one.